Man, these fish there's another nice bass. Oh, it's huge. Oh yeah, friends and fam. Welcome back to another episode of Captain Coleslaw Outdoors with yours truly. It is 5:20 in the morning, and yesterday was the first day in exactly 30 days that we received more than 1/2 inch of rain in a day. Yesterday we got about an inch over the course of the entire day, which is great. It's been like a drought where we are here in Pennsylvania, and we could use a little bit more rain, to be honest with you. But gray skies, a lot of fog. There's a chance of rain later this afternoon, but time's running out on summer. But we're going back after those backwater largemouth, and we're going to try to finish the job on what you saw the last time we were out here on the kayak trying to catch them. So you might recall that the last time we were out on this lake, we found bass in the two most oxygenated areas of the entire lake system. In the deepest parts of the main channel, although those bass were mainly smallmouth, and we did get some largemouth action in the shallow, aerated water close to the malfoil and other weeds that are found in the lake system. And we were catching those largemouth, or at least getting the bites, on top water. So today, now that we have that little bit of intel from the last time we were out, we are going to target those backwater bay systems, and we're going to use nothing but top waters in order to pull those bass out. So we're going to stay off the main channel, albeit there's probably fish out there, but we're going to use the hula popper, and we're going to use some small walk the dog lures, and we're going to really try to catch those fish in those backwater coves of the backwater of the lake itself. Super warm, super shallow, super muddy, super weedy, but making a big old commotion on the surface. And we're getting up early because I want to fish those areas right off the bat, low light, low wind, and that's what's going to get those fish up and running a little bit more. They're going to be able to detect our lures better. They're also going to feel safe because the water and the sky themselves are going to be dark. So those bass are going to be on the total prowl compared to in the middle of the day when we were trying before. It was like 11:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon between that slot. I'm hoping we catch a pile of them. This might be the last chance to get out on this particular lake for the summer. So last minute backwater bass on top waters. Can we pull it off? All right, guys, we're out here. It is a little bit after 6 o'clock, and something that I want you to note in terms of how we approach these bass compared to the other day. We're fishing these little back bays, which seasonally fill and empty depending on how much water and how much heat the climate of an area is having. And we call these little bays ephemeral bays because even though they seasonally fill, they're not permanent all year round. They come when the water comes up, and then they disappear when the water gets down. So right now, these bays are filled, and the water has risen because we got some rain over the last couple hours that we haven't had for almost 30 days. We are going to attack these warm backwater ephemeral bays, which are shallow. They're only about 5 feet at the deepest. So we're gonna work the edges here, and we're gonna fish for top water, and we're gonna try to catch some big bass. In the low light, might not be a great filming scenario, but these fish love the low light. It makes them less skittish to prey on the surface, and it also allows them as predators to ambush their prey in a more efficient way. So this is just biologically perfect largemouth bass shallow water fishing. We're gonna get right after. I know the light's low, but we're gonna just see what we can do and see if we can bring you some bass right now. The geese are out on the roost honking. Hopefully we get to see them again too. thundercloud. Yeah, I'm gonna get crushed. I'm gonna get crushed for at least an hour. The radar is blatant. I mean, I'm about to get pummeled with rain. Pummeled. And I am not about to sit in it. I'm not. Gotta love the sound of them honkers. But they're flying right into that thunderstorm. So we're gonna come back to these bass here as soon as this passes. It's gonna be about an hour and 20 minutes. I'm gonna get all strapped up, get all my stuff. Stay tuned. Let's see if we can find those geese. Oh yeah, we're back. So we waited about an hour and a half and the storm passed us up, but it poured. We needed the rain though, so I'm not angry at all. We actually ended up going down the street and talking to one of my goose landowners just to make sure we were good to hunt the farm in the fall. He got the goods. So we are going to be able to smack honkers later this year. It's gonna be fire. But I love the fact that we just got some rain. I think these fish might be turned on by it. We didn't get anything in that early stretch there, but we're just gonna go right back at it. Do what we've been doing. Okay, we are struggling to find bass in these backwaters today. Well, every effective game has a game changer, and we don't have a whole lot of time before we get hammered with our next front, and we're gonna have to go to the secret weapon. This is my favorite bass lure of them all, and it is super, super effective on these bass in this lake. I present to you the Ned Rig, baby. The TRD Finesse Worm by Z-Man Baits. You saw us catch fish earlier in the summer on this bait when chasing smallmouth bass on streams and creeks. Well, in this lake, right now I'm noticing that the fish that are feeding on the surface, they are in a minnow bite. So this slim little profile of this little lure and the dark color of it really contrast well against the water. And that might just be the ticket to putting fish in the boat before this day is done. We're gonna persevere. We're gonna work our way out this bay. We'll float back down and we will work the downsized little Z-Man baits and see if that can prove effective. The water level has went up, the temperature of the water has dropped down, and these fish move appropriately. They don't want to be held to one spot if they want to hunt and they want to travel. They have territories. Gotta fish these stumps. Another fish in here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's a nice fish right there, fellas. Oh, it's a pig. Nice. Let's go. Oh, there's another one with it. Yes. Oh, let's go. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Look at that. Now that's a stout fish. We did it, fellas. Nice largemouth bass. Look at that baby. Let's go. Took the Ned rig. The surefire bet in the fishing world. Now this bass is probably only about 2 pounds, 15 inches. You can tell it's a largemouth because he's got the black stripe down his side, and this is a green fish. He got a bunch of different names they go by. Some people call them ditch pickles, some people call them black bass, but we are calling this a successful bass catch. First largemouth, thank goodness. Break the schneid with a nice fish. There we go, that's a bite. Yes, sir. Oh, it's another nice bass. Not quite as big as I thought he was gonna be, but man, they got shoulders. All right, there we go. That's number 2. Another largemouth bass. This one's not quite as big, about 12, 13 incher, but you know what? Fish is a fish. We'll take every one we can get on this fine day. This is the game changer. Look at that, it's just a stupid rubber worm on basically a jig head, and it just sets into these fish. I mean, they get locked and loaded, and that's it, it's over. I'm basically just fishing this exact same way as I was fishing that skirt jig the last time we were out. I'm just floating in the main channel, but the water's a little clearer and it's a little cooler for whatever reason. Oh, there's another one. Oh, missed him. Shoot. Just letting it go down to the bottom. I'm just bouncing it up, letting it sink back down, bouncing it up. But it's such a small lure. In stained water, it's not effective. But in the water like now, which is clear and a little bit cooler, lure has a lot more visual attraction because fish can see it for one, but it's a low risk meal. It doesn't look very imposing. The bass are gonna get some calories from it. It's like a snack. Nope, snagged in the bottom. And I'm using black with blue flake in order to really darken the lure's profile as much as I can. And that, in addition to small lure size, makes it visible in stained water. So, you know, even though it's small, it still is visually attractive to fish. But you're gonna get some snags, as you can see. Ah, I'm out. Just reel in the stick with me. Barking tree fish, if you will. There's a fish right there. Well, little baby bass, that's smallie. That's not a largemouth. Little turd. All right. See if we can't get something bigger. This stick pile's got promise. We got a last little row of stumps up here that we are going to try to catch a bass or two off of. It's funny how the pattern has like completely flopped. We didn't have any fish on the top water today. We work way smaller, way more subtle, and we catch bigger largemouth and more largemouth than we did the other day. There we go. This is a nice fish here. This is a nice fish. Oh, stay down. Don't jump. And it's huge. Holy, it's a huge bass, man. Oh. Oh my, this is the one we came for. This is the fish we came for. Oh my God. Yes. Woo! Let's go. That's a stud. Oh my gosh, hardly hooked. Look at the size of this bass. My friends, that is a largemouth right there. Look at this fish. This is easily a 3-pounder, maybe a 4. Got some weird black coloration on his fins there. On the Ned rig down low. You know, just working that lure down on those stumps. We found a new pattern today. The Ned rig was the pattern and we managed to pull it off. This fish is an absolute hog. It ain't the biggest in terms of girth, but he sure is a nice fish. Super cool. This is why we do it right here, fellas. Okay, come on. Are you gonna eat it or not? Man, these fish are... There's another nice bass. Oh yeah. Oh man, this thing got some nuts. Oh, it's huge. What the heck? Dude, this thing is a slob. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, almost lost him. Almost lost him. Oh man, this thing is a hog. Oh, look at that. Now that is a stump lizard, my friends. Look at that dragon of a bass. That thing is huge. That's a 5-6 pound fish. That is a huge largemouth. He was sitting in shallow water on a stump on the main channel. This thing is gigantic. Look at that. That's why you don't give up. We caught 2 of the best fish of the year for me in 10 minutes of each other in the stretch right before we called it a day. Look at that pig. We're gonna end it on this fish, fellas. Like and subscribe if you like big largemouth and figuring their patterns out in the summer. It ain't easy, but sure as heck is it worth it. As you see, we changed tactics with the changing conditions, and look what we got. We got an absolute hog largemouth bass to show for it. This is the reason why you keep adapting. You got to have more than one tactic. You got to be willing to change, because if you get that opportunity, it's going to pay off for you at some point with big fish and a lot of excitement to go with it. So fellas, I'm going to let this big girl go. Just make sure you shoot straight, cast straighter, stay strong, and that's it. I'll see you on the next one.